Honorable members, I want to welcome you to this afternoon sitting. Last week, we considered a bulk of RAPEX bills, and we only left with one bill, which we shall consider this afternoon. Overall, the House has so far considered 29 RAPEX bills, of which 22 were passed, 8 were rejected, and 7 were withdrawn by executive. I want to urge executive to carefully study the concerns of the House and address them. And notably, these concerns were: 1, the quality of drafting of these bills. I'm talking to executive. 1, the quality of drafting these bills. 2, the defective certificates of financial implication that fell short of the requirements of Section 76 of the Public Finance Management Act 2015, and genuine concerns about the effect of rationalizing some entities on actual service delivery. I also want to urge the ministers to ensure that they do thorough analysis of the aforementioned concerns and not to trade blames. In the same vein, I urge the relevant sector ministers to always be present in the House. You cannot say the House has rejected, the House has been bribed, when you are not in the House. Legislation is done in the House, not in Cabinet. When you much as we know that you are also bring the bills, but legislation is done in the House. Stop blaming our members. If you're failing to do your work, you're failing. It is not the members who are failing. And I want to thank the ministers who have consistently been here. Daudi, you've been here. It's unfortunate that Henry traveled. The government whip was here. I got an apology from Honorable Areboy. Honorable Choro Musa. Parliament is not a theatre of legislation, and therefore legislative matters concern are best dressed in this House, not dressed somewhere, and we should always regard government business as a priority, and that is pursuant to Rule 25(1) of the Rules of Procedure. At the end of the day, the executive and legislature play a complementary role in ensuring effective governance of this country. All the decisions of the legislature are done in utmost good faith, not with any bad intention. So when we hear members going to discuss and having idle talks in cabinet that members are being bribed, and I'm repeating, idle talks, because members are here. Why don't you come and argue in the House? We legislate for this country. And you're saying we've rejected reports, we are not doing anything. If we are not doing anything, close Parliament. Honorable members, various parts of East Africa are witnessing devastating floods during the ongoing heavy rains. For example, in Kenya, the rains have not only destroyed the vast property and infrastructure, but also claimed lives. We condole with our brothers and sisters in the region. In Uganda, some parts of eastern Uganda, like Elgon, Teso sub-region, are currently suffering the floods and disruption of livelihood. Considering our location in the Lake Victoria, which receives comparatively higher average of annual rainfall, there is need for us to prepare for any disaster that is forthcoming. We need to get prepared for that disaster and ensure that our people don't suffer the same. As I wish you a good deliberation this afternoon, I am repeating, where you have issues with the legislature, come and address it in the House. Don't address it from where we are not. And in the issues of RAPEX, we have said do proper analysis. That is good for this country. And when your bills are being handled, and not only yours, you should be in the House. I don't know whether some of you are just appointed to come only to see and go and badmouth. These people are human beings. These members of Parliament, they are doing a lot of work. And you must thank them for doing all that work. These members here. When we continue having those corridor talks that Parliament is useless, we are not, and we shall not be. We shall not be. We will continue doing work for this country. If you feel hurt, the RAPEX bills are not, the bills that were rejected were done unfairly, come back, bring them back. Bring back the bills, the House will still look at them. If it means considering them, it will do it. Honorable members, I think that is enough for people who have ears to hear. I have said that is enough for people who have ears to hear. Please first sit. First sit. Let it be blamed that the speaker said. I said. On disaster. Honorable Charo.
Right on about your communication, and I am not speaking as a Minister for Disaster Management, but I am speaking as a Minister for Roads. I just wanted to share with you and the House the concern that the sector is having, particularly given the dwindling resources that are meant for road maintenance. And it is going to, yes, allow me say this. It is going to rain like it is already doing. This house is going to, every day when we are going for matters of national importance, it will be about roads that have been swept. And I will be coming here to apologize. We are doing budgeting. I really want us to insist, we cabinet and you, our colleagues, to make sure that money for road maintenance is there.
So, Honorable Minister, so do you now appreciate that we must complement each other? Are we irrelevant in the process?
That's why I'm very humble before the house.
Honorable members, the man is in your constituencies. Honorable members, next item.
Thank you.
Honorable members, can you keep quiet?
Thank you, Right Honorable Madam Speaker. I agree with you on the catastrophic disasters of floods that I've witnessed them even when I passed in your constituency of Kedia. I saw the floods have ravaged crops and even entered people's houses. But Madam Speaker, besides that, Bududa, which is synonymous with the other form of disaster, landslides, is equally hardest hit. My constituency, for instance, of Manjia, that of my neighbor in Luteshe, so far we have witnessed 7 in number, 7 landslides. We are lucky that these particular ones have not claimed lives, but they have destroyed crops and livestock. And Madam Speaker, I was listening keenly to the former Minister of Disaster Preparedness and Refugees. You know very well you responded to questions of how disasters claimed lives in the city of Mbale. But now that you are in that docket of works and transport, and you made a pledge, which you have not honored, of working on the infrastructural developments, which were the cause of the floods, up to now, that has not been addressed. And we are afraid anytime if the heavy downpours that are pounding, again these rivers burst their banks, those same culverts will be overwhelmed, and the repeat of what happened may be even worse. So I expected you to say something about it, because you made a commitment here that you had made an undertaking to ensure that those culverts and the other technical terms you used, carbunes, were going to be widened. Up to now, they have not been deepened and widened. I don't know what you are waiting for. Honorable Minister, information. I've given the lady.
Yeah, thank you. Someone need to rise to the disasters. The rains are heavily in Kenya, but also very heavy in Uganda now. I would request that we go massive on tree planting. Climate change is real, and it's going from bad to worse. I just want to agree with you. Our homes first before we look at our neighbors. Because every time you start from home before you move to the next level. We promise to support you in the move against climate change. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'll give you.
I will seek your indulgence to even lay on table the reports that have already been compiled by the Chief Administrative Officer of Bududa and Eligon, and that of Kedia, Madam Speaker. The ones I'm carrying, the ones of Eligon are not yet here, but I know my... I'm laying this one. It is a submission of disaster report and a request for relief by the chairperson of the District Disaster Management Committee of Kedia, who is the Chief Administrative Officer.
How many homes are affected?
I read verbatim, Madam Speaker. Following the disaster occurrences from the month of February to date, where heavy rains, hailstorms and wind has affected approximately 1,150 households, destroying most of their houses, food crops, livelihood, and has even cut off some social services. A number of homes are still submerged in the sub-counties of Kamurutur, Eminit, Kangole, and some parts of Kolir. Data collection is still ongoing to establish more details. Meanwhile, I write to your office to submit the attached report requesting for any appropriate intervention and relief aid. In fact, the request is similar to the one of Ududa.
Thank you.
And
Honorable members, you will have the report, and up to now, no action has been taken. Where do you expect those people to go and stay? Who is government? Perhaps you are standing in for
the government chief whip, who is not here, but she is coming. I wanted to suggest that
but the Prime Minister.
Madam Speaker, I wanted to suggest that we are going to take this matter with the Minister for Disaster Preparedness in the circumstance and will report on Thursday.
Can we have a tune? And now I'm also talking, I am being mean. Matters I'm conflicted. I am a member of Parliament of Bukedea. Can I have a team in Bukedea tomorrow? Lord.